Welcome back to Tiny Blue Games. My name is, of course, Seesaw or Chris, and today we are playing, talking, enjoying Final Fantasy XIV. We're going to be doing a couple things. I think the first one will be the Rising event, as it is active, and I want to make sure I do it. The next will be some MSQ quests, continuing our Post-Stormblood story. If you can hear me in the stream, if you can hear my voice, if you can hear the game... Oh, I don't know if the game actually is here, but let me fix that. You should hear my voice and you should hear the game starting now. So let me know if the audio is working, and we'll get things figured out. I see quite a few people in game. In game, yeah. Someone just arrived. Hello, Iroku. As well as in chat, I see we got Branson, who's actually been a member for 8 months, which is super exciting to see. We see Iroku in the chat. We see Chase in the chat. Great to hear all of you. Look at Hi Seesaw or Chris. Can hear you. Yay, we can. Everyone hear me. We're good. We're ready to start. Now I just have to get comfortable. I was kind of perched right beside my microphone. I was like, this isn't gonna work for the long term. What are these people doing? This is the new raid stuff, isn't it? This outfit here. Am I right about this? Because it's super cool. If that's correct. It's so cool. But yeah, we'll start with the Wandering Minstrel. Who could it be, huh? A newfound journey. And what do we got? We got a Clockwork Solace. Now, I don't think I know who Solace is yet. I believe that's someone I haven't met, from my understanding. So, but I do frequently forget these things, so you know. Oh, cool. We see some more people. We see Derkire in here. He says, yep. Northern is here. Yep. That's the new raid gear. Oh, so so the yep was about. It's very cool. I think I can kind of see it again. It's very flashy, which is something I like. I think it's something they can't do all the time, with that much flash in the back, but certainly every once in a while it's nice to have a real statement piece. All right, Wandering Minstrel. Ah, if it isn't my dear adventurer friend, pleased am I to see you again. Have you perchance come to join us in remembering the calamity? Just a quick nod. That's how we answer. If you have a moment, there is a favor I would ask you. Will you not hear me out? In part, due to the promotional efforts during the recent Moonfire Fair, more people are seeking to take up adventuring. That makes sense. Not all are yet wise in the ways of the world, however, I fear they might fall prey to less principled types in Ul'dah. Yeah, there's quite a few less principled types in Ul'dah, isn't there? If one such as you were to help them on their way, I would feel more at ease. What say you? Will you take a fledgling adventurer under your wing? I'm truly grateful. Now, I believe a carriage is due to arrive shortly. If you go and wait at the gate of Nald, chances are a soul will wander in who has just embarked upon a path of adventure. Pray greet them and offer your help. Worry not, you'll have no trouble identifying them. If you need but look for someone absorbed in their surroundings. I dare say it will feel like a glimpsing into the past, right to the part where you are greeted by a helpful stranger. Very interesting. I really like how they're connecting it to the fact that the Moonfire Fair happens right before this, because I mean, yeah, it makes sense that there would be some overlap in the story, which is kind of cool. Chase Bliss says, are you dabbing? Yep, that's the new gear. At Chase, that's an emote from the event several years ago. You got a left-right variant of 3 different Power Ranger poses. That's kind of cool. Branson says you shouldn't have heard of them so far as I know. Of the minion that we get or whatever, which makes sense that I wouldn't have heard of it. So that's cool. No, it's a cool Power Ranger pose. I don't have any Power Ranger poses. All right, where are we off to? Newfound journey. Oh, not very far. Well, look at that. Just a walk through here. It's amazing how many events start in Ul'dah. Most of the seasonal events start in Ul'dah, don't they? Dun, 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 dun. All right, let's see who our adventurer is. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Look at him just taking in his surroundings. I guess, yeah, so it's supposed to be like us when we first arrived into these big cities, kind of like taking them in. I like his feathers. We are very much just chilling in the background here. Oi, adventurer, over here. Oh, what a meeting. Yurko says, you've heard his name, though. Okay, so I would have heard this name. Now the seasonal events are pretty evenly split between the 3 cities. Hatching Tide is usually in Gridania. Yeah, the Easter one, yeah, you're right, for instance. Back in the day, they rotated from city to city, always Limsa, Olda, Gridania. The pattern has kind of been broken now, so it's not... I guess that would make sense that they would rotate it. I'd say, like... Well, no, I've done a few in Limsa. Like the New Year's one was there, I think, or is often there. I think the Christmas one is often in Gridania, and then the Valentine's one's also often in Gridania, as well as the... Actually, maybe there's a lot in Gridania, because I was about to say the Halloween one's often there, too. So maybe there's almost more in Gridania. I think it's just because, like, both the Moonfire and this one start here, which is interesting. Chase says, at Tiny Blue Games, do you think that you'll check out the New World Brimstone Sands update when it releases? I do think so. So New World... I've been playing New World very rarely now, just as things kind of slowed down for it. But I am excited to jump in and try some of the new stuff. In particular, Greatsword is something that I think will play very well with their combat system. So at the very least, I think you'll see me with a Greatsword running through the new zone, exploring and like killing things, which sounds like a great time. I also really do love their dungeons, so I probably will try it because I think there's a new dungeon in the main pyramid-looking thing in the middle there of that new area. But yeah, I'm optimistic for the game overall. One of the big things I've seen with games in general is that it seems like every action combat 3D MMORPG with a vertical gear progression system seems to like attract a lot of people, and then people leave. Because it's happened in New World and it's happened to WildStar, and there's not a ton of other games that you could say is an action combat game with a vertical progression system that is 3D. And for me, that actually sounds like the perfect game on paper. So yeah, all this to say, I'll check it out. I keep watching them. I think it looks pretty cool. She says, I'm in the same boat. Quit right before the mutations. Curious to see if it's fun again with the new update. Looks pretty nice. Yeah, I think they've been doing some really good stuff. I think they've definitely seen success in the dungeons because they've put out a few of them now. I think there was even a dungeon in the most recent patch. And then they do have a group finder that is either just come live or should come live soon. I haven't been into the game in at least a month, maybe a little bit more now. But there's a few things to check out, so it's probably worth a video or a stream at some point when that comes live. Bright-Eyed Youth says, who are you? An experienced adventurer, you say? And you want to help me on my way? Well, I could certainly use some guidance. I've never been anywhere near as big and busy as Ulda. My name is Nagahi Jakya. Actually, not bad for me. Nagi? Come on, I think that's a pretty good pronunciation. I'm sure the chat will have different opinions, but Nagi, that's what I'm going with. Will do. As you rightly guessed, I'm an aspiring adventurer. That's why I left my village and came here. So I understand that you first need to register at the Adventurers Guild. Do you know where it is? Good thing they're not asking actual Seesaw, because I would just stare blankly at him and look at my map. Yurko says, that's how you say it. There you go. I nailed it. Nagi says, just through the door, is it? Thank you. I'll head there at once. It's good morning when it's a name I can pronounce. It's good morning. Nagi rushes off before you can offer further explanation. Perhaps you should go follow him to the quicksand. It's a cool quest so far. I like this event because, like, I was talking about the Moonfire Fair being my favorite event, and it is my favorite, like, event because I like the summer vibe to it. I think it's quite different, and it's usually got a pretty fun and engaging, like, activity that you do. I think this is a very interesting event, though, as well, because this is very much focused on reminding people of, like, past ways they've enjoyed the game and, like, past parts of the game, which is really cool. Nagi says, in and out, in and out. Come on, Nagi, you can do it. Oh, it's you again. To be honest, I'm quite nervous. It's heartening to have you here too. And then they got the classic event music, or more of like a good casual happy time music is what I describe this personal melody as. Why, hello there. What can I do for you today? The lad's here the register, is he? Yes, madame. I wish to join the Adventurers Guild. My name is Nagi Jakaya, and I'm 16 years old, practically a man grown. Aren't we a lively one? Momodi's the name, and if you want to be an adventurer, then you've come to the right woman. Here, there's nothing to it, really. You just need to write your name in the register. Come. I like the scribbling noises. With that, you're officially a member of the Adventurers Guild. If you ever need a bit of advice about one thing or another, pay me a visit. Just don't go bothering me every time you stub your bloody toe, alright? Of course, I do enjoy hearing tell of a gentleman's woes with the women folk from time to time. I like her little step stool that she's got back here. Now then, normally I'd offer you the grand tour, but in light of present company, I reckon you ought to have it from him. He's a renowned adventurer, after all, the bleeding champion of Eorzea, and you could do far worse than to get some of his guidance. I'm like, sup? It's me. To begin with, mayhap you could recommend a guild here in Ul'dah for Nagi to join. If it's too noisy in here, there are benches just outside where you can have a nice little chat. A nice little chat. This is fun. Bronson says, imagine arriving to Ul'dah and the first person you talk to is a Lalafell samurai in beach clothing. Are you saying I'm not setting up the ideal view of an adventurer in this game? Is this not what adventurers are supposed to look like? I look cute. I look daring. Yurko says the Rising is a very Final Fantasy XIV event. Nothing like it in any other game. Yeah, I'd say it's very true to the game. Like it's similar in the sense that some other games have like anniversary style events where they celebrate what it is to play the game or what the game's like. But I say this one is the most focused on like reminding people in very subtle ways or very direct ways and having like, you know, the devs communicate with people in a lot of cases. So it's really cool, really cool. Oh, Razor Dragon's here. Welcome, welcome. Look at you. We've got two people in game, Razor Dragon and Iryoku. But do you have Power Ranger poses? That's my question for you, Razor Dragon. I'll angle my camera. I don't know if it'll change my angle. Oh, it did. I'm sorry. I must confess that I need some coffee. I heard my voice about to break down. This is the difficulty with Morning Seesaw. I must confess, choosing a guild is quite daunting. I'd appreciate any advice you can offer. The following event cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending duty fighter registrations. Alright, so we might be going into something for a little while. Let's do it. What will you say? Alright, let's talk guilds. Give me just a moment. Let's talk guilds. Let's do it. Northern says, no, not in this character, only my main. I guess that makes sense that you wouldn't have the poses on, because this is the character you made to be in this server. So that would make sense. I'm all ears, Seesaw. He does have pretty long ears too, which is funny. What will you say? Adventuring can be dangerous. What attracted you to it? Or why did you want to become an adventurer? I mean, that's kind of the same-ish question. A merchant who was in the carriage with me, Breeze something, asked me much the same thing. At the time, I couldn't give a proper answer. I had a reason for leaving home, of course, but I couldn't express it in any words. But having now set foot in Ul'dah, it's become clearer in my mind. I want to know what lay beyond the horizon. Wanted to see with my own eyes and admit it. You've been to many places, right? You like them, traveling that is. I love traveling. There's nothing like the thrill of seeing new places. Traveling's nice, but I prefer... I mean, in real life, I like traveling, but I've also not done a lot of traveling in the last few years. So yeah, I'll say I like traveling. So you do. I have an older sister. During the calamity, we fled Gridania and took refuge in a village in the mountains. I ended up staying in that secluded place, and it's long been a dream of mine to travel the world. But inexperienced as I am, I don't know if I could live a life on the road. Is there a guild that could equip me with the skills I need? And one representing students of fighting arts, one representing crafters and gatherers. I don't know which one would be more geared to traveling specifically. Like, I mean, probably defending yourself is better. I see, a place where I can learn how to protect myself and others. If I recall correctly, Ul'dah is the home of the Pugilists and Thaumaturges Guild. the like class archetypes, because these are like the very basic class. Like, this is what you kind of start as, right? And then you like, I'm trying to think of how it works when you start in the game, because you start. I started as like an archer, and then you can become a bard or whatever. I don't know. My knowledge of like how the classes actually branch out is like shocking at best, but you know, of course, of those two, I choose the pugilists. I've always enjoyed rigorous exercise and quite confident in my physical abilities. Yes, I believe this is the guild for me. I'll go and join it once. Will you be all right by yourself? I can show you. Does this mean I can just like send him on his way and be done with the event? Or is he going to be like, you should come too? Thanks for your concern, but I should be fine. If you still have time, though, could we meet again afterwards? There are a few more things I'd like to ask you about. We did a first-person nod. I love it. Great. I'll look for you here when I'm done. Just sprints off. My gosh. Are we just going to sit on this bench and have like a moment to ourselves? Or is a wandering minstrel going to come and say hi? You wait a good while, but there's no sign of Nagi. Perhaps you should look in on him at the Pugilists Guild. It's probably a fair point. See him just getting like beat up by some like kid in the street or something. Right here. I swear, these... and Yurko even sent me like a colorblind test for this, but like I'm still so bad at seeing this red on these maps. The colorblind test actually said I was fine, even though there was quite a few of those that I like answered that I couldn't see with like the numbers, so I don't know. I feel like I got lucky, you know? Like I was like, oh, that kind of looks like an A. What I'm talking about is like those, they give you a bunch of dots that you look at, and there's like different colored dots that are a number. Yeah, anyways. I'm probably not colorblind, don't worry. That was the most impressive display, young one. Watching you, I'm reminded of myself in my youth, swift, strong, and handsome. Not to say that I'm not these things anymore, of course. You're too kind, Master Hammon, and I'm sure you're still all of those things and more. Now, Nagi, take care you don't flatter the old man overmuch. His neck couldn't bear his head getting any larger. Oh, Seesaw, I'm glad to say the pugilism agrees with me. My thanks for your recommendation. So you are the one who sent Nagy to us. The lad possesses a rare talent, and I'm looking forward to watching him grow in our art. Right then, my boy, remember today's lesson well, and keep at your training. Next time, we shall try something a little harder. I'm sorry for keeping you waiting. So engrossed was I in the combinations, I lost track of time. Oh, I should mention something. As I was training, a particular minstrel approached me. He said that if I'm resolved to walk an adventurous path, I should seek him out for a task. Moreover, he asked that you accompany me if you're willing. He's apparently waiting at the Ruby Road Exchange. I'm like, I know who you're talking about. Yurko says, hey, if it says your vision is normal, you're probably not colorblind, but if you have any doubts, it is probably still a good idea to see a ophthalmologist. Yeah, and like no one's ever, I don't know, taken any corrective actions for my scores on those kind of tests, so maybe it's just like very certain colors that I just have difficulties with. But like clearly I find where to go eventually. And I'd say, like, in my day-to-day, I'm not often troubled by it. I love the piano music here. Like, the nighttime music is just so nice. My friend, you have done a splendid job as a guide. I was right to entrust the task to you. What do you mean to say Seesaw approached me at your behest? He did, I must confess. You see, for my next composition, I seek to capture the essence of the times. While any number of subjects would be worthwhile, of greatest interest to me is the recent rise in the ranks of adventurers. In thus bringing different generations of adventurers together, I had hoped inspiration to strike, and I'm pleased to say that it has. Drawing upon your experience walking your path, you have helped Nagy to begin walking his, a reminder that present owes its existence to the past. That is to say, the present and the past are deeply intertwined. It would capture the former. We cannot well disregard the later. And this brings me to my next request. I ask you each, find an object with a connection to the calamity. The event which gave rise to the realm's rebirth, and present it to me with its tale. Well now, that sounds not unlike a treasure hunt, and I'd be the very first task as an adventurer. What do you say, Seesaw? Shall we do it? Excellent. When you have returned your items, pray seek me out at the Ruby Road Exchange. I eagerly look forward to seeing what you bring. There are many vendors at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange, right? Chances are they'll have something, so let's begin our search there. Jasandi says, woo, hello. Hello, Jasandi. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad you could join up. Yeah, I in the post, I mentioned I was going to start at 10:30, and I actually started at 10, so there might be some people kind of like sliding in right now, and I do apologize, but the one nice thing with YouTube streams is you can, if you choose, go back. There will also be a VOD of the early part. But we did start with the Rising, and then we'll do some MSQ afterwards. Irka says, I think the biggest difference between other games' Anniversary and the Rising is the feeling of solemn remembrance that just kind of underlies all the festivities. Well, it's often about a message, right? Like, and because like this, so like what we've done now is helped a new adventurer along their way, and he says with so many new adventurers joining, like, is this kind of the devs talking about how many like new players have joined Final Fantasy in the last little bit, and really looking at the veterans to kind of help them on their way and kind of get along? Because let's be honest, in certain MMOs, there's a fair bit of gatekeeping when it comes to new players and certain activities. So like maybe just kind of trying to ease that and like, I don't know, give that duty of welcoming to the veterans of the game. I always try to Mountain City still. It's a bad habit. Just Sandy says, meh, still gotta do this event. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't, like, hopefully this doesn't spoil everything for you. It's the one issue I have with streaming events, like, earlier, but I also just wanted to do it, so it's, you know, it's what it is. I put it in the title, at least, so it's not, like, gonna be a huge surprise if people land on it. Oh, this is going into the new zone, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Do. What'd you find, Nagi? Come on, let's begin looking around. Nagi is now accompanying you. Keep him at your side in order to proceed with the quest objective. You can leave Nagi behind by entering a different area or by speaking with him and selecting the option to part ways. If you wish to have Nagi accompany you again, return and speak to him with him at the original location. While you're accompanied, you may encounter conversation points along the way which offer additional topics of discussion. Entering the glowing area and speak with your quest companions to initiate these bonus conversations. Enjoy exploring your surroundings together. Interesting. So this seems like a little bit of a new... I don't know if it's new tech necessarily. Like maybe they have this in some of the newer expansions, but I don't know if I've seen something like this. What will you do? Talk, part ways, nothing. What's talk do? An object with any connection to Calamity. I wonder what manner of things we'll find. Okay, so he should be just following us still. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Justini says, nah, you're good. Cool. Yurko says, this is a new Endwalker feature. Okay, so you guys probably have seen it already. This is just new for me. So look at me detecting things. Jojo says, new mechanics from Endwalker. Cool. No, it's cool. Like, it seems very responsive. Let's see. Welcome. What is it that you're after? Objects with a connection to the Calamity, you say? Why, I have just the thing. An amethyst ring from Ishgard, steeped in sentimental value. 5 years ago, on the eve of the Battle of Cartinu, a young temple knight set out from his homeland, wishing to do his part for Eorzea, when his nation would not. Alas, the man never arrived in the flats. En route, he came upon a merchant being attacked by a dragon, and lost his life going to the stranger's aid. This was his ring, an heirloom passed down throughout his line. What a tragic tale, but I wonder, how did the ring find its way back? If the knight fell, it seems the merchant couldn't have survived unscathed. I remember now. Though the knight was mortally wounded, he succeeded in striking down the dragon, and with his last breath, he entrusted the ring to the merchant. Yes, that's how it happened. I feel like we're just getting some story to go along with this piece, so we buy it. So what do you say? If you're interested, I would be willing to part with the relic for a special price, but for today only. This feels a bit dubious. And shall we look around some more? There's bound to be other things out there. Yeah, I don't know if you can trust that. So this is that bonus kind of circle, eh? Oh yeah, and you can see that he kind of starts talking. Discuss the local cuisine. Oh, this is the local cuisine. Goodness, but everything looks amazing. In the course of your journeys, you must have sampled all kinds of food, from simple fare to exotic feasts. I look forward to sampling everything too. Oh, okay. So you just have like a little... That's kind of cool. Just nothing? Okay. Huh. Interesting. Caraman says, well, hello there. Hello, Caraman. Welcome. Look at you joining right at 10:30. Right at the time I told people it would start. I was sneaky and I started early because I woke up early. I couldn't get back to sleep. You know, like when you're just like up and you're like, You're like, let's just get out. I kind of like jumped out of bed and I got some coffee and we're doing good. We're doing good. It's a Sunday, you know, it's not a bad time. And we have Monday off here in Canada. So I'm pretty, it's a long weekend. It's September long, which is never a bad time. I think having Mondays off is like far and away better than having Fridays off. Like it's just such a power feeling, right? Because Fridays are always like kind of fine at work still because it's Friday, but Mondays are like, you know, Garfield, you know how he feels about them. Jaben says, oh, if it isn't Seesaw, how have you been, my friend? I'm still working at my craft, as you can see, and the Rising, and for the Rising this year, Aston has organized this street exhibit for me. Please feel free to browse at your leisure, and don't hesitate to let me know if you have any questions. We're looking for objects that bear a connection to the Calamity. Do you have anything that fits the description? As a matter of fact, I do. Yonder pane, entitled The Sultan's 7, depicts an inspiring event from the Calamity. This is the piece we got last time, isn't it? 'Twas the final days before the fall of Dalmund. Its inexorable approach foretelling our impending doom. Panic spread like wildfire, while many in their desperation turned on the Sultana. Looting and rioting broke out across Ul'dah. Yeah, it sounds like what would happen in the end days. Cameron says, very nice. Branson 100% agrees. I'm assuming that's with the Monday off comment. Irko says, Jaben was from last year's Rising, if you can recall. Okay, so that makes sense that he would have the painting or whatever from last year too. I do somewhat recall his name, but you know me and my memory and its limitations, especially with names. To quell the masses, Her Royal Majesty Nanamo took to the streets with a guard consisting of only 7 subjects, for they alone had the courage to stand with the Sultana. There she addressed the rabble. Heed me, my beloved citizens, the realm lies upon the brink of the 7 umbral era. Yet, so long we have lived, we must not forget our compassion. Now is not the time to take from your neighbor, but to proffer him a hand of succor. Brought to their senses by her words, the people laid down their arms and set about healing the wounds they themselves had inflicted on Ul'dah. And those who returned from the battlefield would found their home much as they had left it, a gleaming jewel in the desert. Her Majesty sounds like a great ruler. Ul'dah is fortunate to have her watching over it. Thanks for sharing the tale. It's indeed inspiring, and you've done an incredible job capturing it in the glass. So far, so good. Let's look around a little bit more. And is it up here? Yeah, it's right there. Oh no, we had a different painting, wasn't it? It was different than that. But interesting that you talk about, like, if I can remember from last year. What I actually did this morning before starting the stream is I went to an inn and I wanted to see if you could look up some of the like seasonal cutscenes. And I found a seasonal events section in the storybook or whatever, but there was nothing listed under it. So is it not possible to look up like last year's Rising event? Because that's one of the big things that I like about Final Fantasy events is that they do continue some story threads from event to event, but I'm expected to remember what happened every year. What I could do is go and watch my old videos, so I could do it, I guess, myself, but I was curious about that. Yurko says, oh yeah, it's really sad. You can't watch cutscenes from seasonal events. Okay, that is too bad. So I guess I'll just have to, I can watch my own videos. So at least that's something, as long as I make a video, because I don't do all of the events, which, what is this freaky looking thing? Wow, that is spooky. All right. Now let's see, this is another one of these like extra conversations. Discuss the House of Splendors. House of Splendors? What kind of place is this, I wonder? I see you're not familiar with the house. We offer wares in exchange for scripts, but our services are available only for those whom we know and trust. So if I want to be a customer, I need to make a name for myself one day. Nagi, one day. I like these little conversations. They're like not too big, but they just add a little tidbit here and there. Oh, we had to talk to this person as well. Irka says, some of the few cutscenes you can't watch. Ah, fair. Greetings from daily necessities to unusual curios. Curios, interesting. I deal in all manners of wares. If there's something in particular you seek, you need but ask. Objects to do with the calamity. The two of you are adventurers, are you not? In which case, I have something that may be of interest. It's a journal I acquired from an adventurer who retired injured. The man recorded his experience during the calamity in detail, and I dare say it has value for students of history. Oh, an adventurer's first-hand account. I'd love to pore over it. Do you keep a journal of your adventures, Seesaw? If so, I'd love to read it one day, with your permission, of course. I guess this is the journal that we're talking about in the diary, or in the inn. That's kind of funny. Oh, for another historical piece, I also have a scrapbook of articles from the Raven, Gridania's leading tabloid. These mainly cover events outside of the calamity, however. Articles from the Raven, you say? I dare say we've seen enough. Let's find a quiet spot to discuss what to bring back. My vote is for the diary. You've seen enough objects and learnt the stories behind them. Make your way to the end of the Sapphire Avenue and exchange with Nagini and speak with them. Okay, let's do it. Dictator at Will says, can anybody tell me which patch Seesaw is on? Can Seesaw even tell you? Let's I think Stormblood was like 4, and I think we've done all of Stormblood, and we've done all of 4.1, so I'm on 4.2, I believe. Because I finished the first post-Stormblood patch in my most recent stream, so I think I'm at 4.2. He just finished 4.1. Yeah, look at that, look at that. I'm right on the money. So we should be doing some 4.2 MSQ once we finish the Rising event. We'll probably go a little bit longer than the typical 90 minutes today. So we started at 10. So I think we'll, maybe do 2 hours or something like that. Maybe more. We'll see how I'm feeling. It'll be once my voice starts getting super raspy that we'll make some judgment calls. Dictator says, got it. Thanks. Da-na-na. No, right? This looks like a good spot as any. Dun. I don't know about you, but that was all very new and exciting for me. Talking to a myriad of people, learning the tale behind each object, it's been a great experience, and I won't forget it soon. Now then, we need to decide what we want to do with the minstrel. Have you made up your mind? I did really like the journal, I think. I'm going to go with that. Dun, dun. Branson says 24-hour stream. Let's go. That would be quite the event. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'd do for 24 hours. I would need like literally just like a Aspen Gold worth of like drinks on my table just ready to go. Like that's probably why he does it, because he's talking the whole time, right? I'm sure there's other people who don't do it with that many drinks on the table. But I guess like you'd have to take breaks, right? You'd have to like break to eat and stuff, or just eat on stream and react, I guess is what people do. I don't know. I'm not a professional streamer. I'd have to watch some guides before doing it. It would be fun to do like a longer stream one day for sure. Like it could be a lot of fun. I don't know. I should really do more streaming for some of the other MMOs I play too, because like I love doing these Final Fantasy streams, but there's a lot of other games I do play, which I talk about all the time on the channel, and I should just more actively stream things. Like I've only done Guild Wars 2 and Final Fantasy really at this point. I did do one World of Warcraft stream at the start of Shadowlands, and I'll probably do one at the start of Dragonflight, but I should like, I should do like odds and ends, like do dungeon runs or like arenas or something like that, because I think it'd be fun to see. It'd probably be fun to see Seesaw do like PvP and actually get like a little upset. I don't know, maybe it wouldn't be fun. Yurko says, oh geez, 24 hours would probably kill Seesaw. It probably would. You'd have one 24-hour stream from me and then not hear from me on any of the channels or Discord for like a month or something. I don't know if it'd be worth the price. Brunson says, haha, maybe we should reach like a 6-hour stream. Yeah, you kind of like training for marathons, doing like longer and longer sessions, and then eventually see if I can do it. It'd also be hard because like we have an apartment, right? So taking up one of the rooms is a fairly big ask for Mrs. Seesaw. So I feel like it'd have to be like a time where she's like either away for work or something like that, where I could I could do that. Because saying I'm going to be in this room and live for 24 hours seems like a big commitment, not only for myself but for the other members of the household. Nagi says, I see. I will consider that too, but in the end, settled upon something else. What is it? Haha. If you don't mind, I'd like to keep it a surprise. Come, let's purchase our prospective items and meet back at the minstrel. The minstrel awaits. He probably got swindled by the person selling the heirloom. That's what I think. I think he he got swindled by the Lalafell. You obtain the retired adventurer's journal. All right, let's bring it. That was a really cool like piece of the event because not only is it was new tech for me, which was cool. It's kind of something different than we normally do, but it also makes the streets of Ul'dah and all these shops that you see in a lot of different games. It makes them feel more real, right? Because you're seeing like the person who owns the store, you're seeing what they sell, you're learning about it. Like it adds a bit of liveliness to the game. Oh, there's people dancing. The minstrel always has the same ending spot, doesn't he? He always comes over here when it's the like near the end. At least I think so. Oh, the iced bun was ready. Look at this. Look at this. I like it. Just in case I was gonna click on the wrong person. Welcome back. You've each found an item, I trust. Well now, what have we here? The Journal of an Adventurer, you say? Despite the vendor's claims, such records typically do not have much historic value on account of their limited perspective and inherent partiality. Yet, by the same token, they have great value to me, for they offer a glimpse into the writer's heart. There is no richer material for penning verses. Now then, what of you, Nagi? And what might this be? It's a scrapbook of the articles from the Raven. Okay, so almost the same thing. You see, my sister is a reporter for the tabloid, but during the calamity, she traveled the realm interviewing adventurers about the journeys, and I love nothing more than to hear her tale. Well, why didn't you tell us this when we were at the store, Nagi? Keeping your information for just the minstrel? They seem like such a diverse crowd, adventurers. No two people were alike. And yet they were united in the free, unshackled lives that they lived. It struck a chord with me, and in time I found myself admiring them. Looking back, it was my sister who instilled in me the desire to see the world, to become an adventurer, and that's why I chose the scrapbook. Wow, he got a better prize than us, didn't he? I see, the footprints someone leaves on their journey become the starting point for another. Oh man, it's music time. It's music time. Let's re-chat just quickly before we go into the... I'm sure it's going to be a cutscene of some sort. Cameron says, I haven't even done the event on this character yet, but I nailed showing the right positioning. That's hilarious, Cameron. Irka says, I think he's ended literally every single rising in this spot. Oh, and Cameron, even if you've done the event, he doesn't show up here. I've done it, and there's no minstrel here. Wow, you guys just know. All right. Yes, a verse comes to mind, a blessing for the souls who are taking their first cherry steps into the unknown. Pray lend me your ears. All right, let's see what we got this year. Northern says, oh boy, it's time. It's time. Yeah, if you're avoiding this until you do it, this is the time to probably leave for spoilies. But if you've come this far, you probably want to watch. Oh. Yeah, so these are all the races? It looks pretty cool. Greetings, Warrior of Light. This is a world that exists outside of your reality. Could it be a dream, a flight of fancy conjured by your wary mind? Perhaps or perhaps not. 'Tis a pleasure to meet you again. As I have in the past, I have beckoned you here that I might express my gratitude. First of all, I wish to thank you for continuing to grace us with your presence. You and your fellow adventurers are our inspiration, and this shall never change. The world, however, is an ever-changing place, mysterious in its elusiveness. Unexpected hardships may turn our lives upside down, and though we all desire peace deep in our hearts, the sparks of conflict never cease to be struck. Like an adventurer's journey, the world is constantly moving towards the unknown, and it takes considerable courage to alter the course. Yet, I adherently believe that it is small but significant step in our quest to create new adventures. Indeed, another great change is about to visit the world, and it shall open the way to exciting new journeys. And 'tis our abiding hope that our journey together shall ever continue on to the distant horizon and beyond. Now, the time has come for this vision to end. Time for your eyes to open from this waking dream. Return to walking your path, and know that you are in our hearts always. Till next time we meet, I bid you safe travels. Look at our little smile. Oh my god. I was like, look at our smile, and then we look like we're in pain as we're coming out of this vision. Thank you for your generous reward and the uplifting verse. It gives me courage for the road ahead. I like how he's like kind of wearing a costume, but like looks pretty similar even when he's in his minstrel outfit. Karaman says, Iraku says, Hrothgar and Vieira representing. Oh, so they had the newer races added too. That's kind of cool. I guess like newer. I'm trying to think of when they came in, but so they had all the races lined up. Karaman says, speaking of spoilies, have we warned Seesaw not to look too closely at the minion he's about to get? I asked about it when I saw it. I was like, do I know this person? So they said I might have heard of them, but not seen them. So we talked a little bit about it. Yurka says, well, I think you just did. He does know it's not someone he's met yet. Northern says, I want that RPR gear. I don't know what the RPR stands for, but the gear looked cool. Yurko says, it's just the level 89 set. Bye, Yoshi P. Bye, Yoshi P. Yoshi P is so awesome. Karaman says, I love how he gives us some kind words and thanks every year. Best production team. Northern says, but we still don't tell Nagi about the echo. Karaman says RPR is Reaper. Oh, it's the like abbreviation for Reaper. Good. Well, I hadn't come across that yet. So now at least I looked like a noob on stream, and this time, like when it happens in game or something, I'll look like, oh yeah, I know what RPR stands for. Yeah, whatever. Cool shrug. But yeah, no, it was a cool echo. So like obviously thanking us for playing, saying, how much we mean to them in the development team, and then kind of like alluding to a lot of the uncertainty in the world, right? There's, you know, obviously the things that have been happening the last couple years and more conflicts breaking out, like just really touching on that and just, it is nice to hear from the devs. Like it's a really cool connection piece to look forward to every year. I wonder for him if it's like, because there's two ways it could be. It could be very like something he looks forward to every year and like gives him a great peace of mind, or it's something where he's like, kind of nervous, right? Because it's like engaging very directly with an audience. It probably would be kind of a similar fear to like public speaking. That said, I'm sure he thinks of what they want to say and like collaborates with a team and like people are working with him to do it. It's not like just him, but it's it's a very vulnerable thing to do compared to a lot of game developers, right? Because they're going to read into it. So very cool. Nagy says, speaking of which, it's time I set out on my own. Though it was brief, I enjoyed our time together, and I hope to see you again somewhere out there. Come what may, never forget to smile. Pass my regards to your sister. I look forward to hearing your tales. I think that one sounds fun. A little wave. And off he goes. Make his own adventures. Wandering Minstrel says, though much and more was lost in the calamity, intrepid souls continue to set forth, paving the way up onto the future. In such a moment in history, we stand for you. I would perform another song. Ooh, another song. Your life is a riddle to bear gladness and grief. 'Neath stars and through storms, the answer to seek. Your footsteps are threads to be gathered and woven. A song of dawn resplendent, dancing high to the heavens. From the embrace of gods, though mankind has been torn, upon winds eternal lives and memories are born. The future is unwritten, bringing rapture of sorrow. Our journey shall continue, on to tomorrow and tomorrow. Oh, that was nice. Oh, firework time. There's always fireworks at the end, too. I feel like they just have leftover fireworks from the Moonfire Fair, and they're like, yeah, let's bring them to this event. I know it makes no sense in a digital game setting, but, that's my reasoning. I wonder, how did you feel as you watched Nagy set off? Did the sight fill you with worry for a fleeting adventure, or did it awaken fond memories of your own humble beginnings? Whichever it may be, I know that yours is a journey more trying than most. There will be times when you are overcome by loneliness, and each step feels heavier than the last. In such a moment, I bid you remember this. So long as you harbor love for this world, ever shall there be a place for you in it. Your adventures will never end. Wow. It's really nice. Well, there we go. And there's the Moonfire Fair. So lovely. Look at that. And there's our minion. Let's complete. So I probably won't put out this minion. Maybe I'll remember it sometime in the distant future and be like, oh yeah, I have that. Yay, look at this. Wow, look how sparkly I am. This other person behind us is probably like, what? Irka says, just from seeing Yoshida in interviews and doing dev panels and live letters, I think he's long gotten past the nerves and he loves to interact with the fans. Yeah, that's a fair point. He probably has. I'm thinking of doing it myself, but he's done interviews to thousands and thousands of people. So yeah, it's probably a good point. Branson says, Yoshi P, we've got 20 hard drives full of fireworks. What do we do? Exactly, you get it, Branson. He's like, bring it to the next event. Yurka says, roughly, yes, this is my new headcanon. It's not as distant as you think. Oh, okay. We're done then, eh? And look at that, we're not even an hour in. So let's go and do some MSQ now. We were in Ralger's Reach last I checked. I don't know if everyone saw my post on YouTube and Twitter, for whoever follows my like monthly tweet on Twitter, but I did get my Dark Knight to level 70, which is super exciting. So we'll have to do some Dark Knight story quests again soon. But things are coming along. Bit by bit, we're getting ready for the Shadowbringers launch. And, you know, when I say that, it's just a launch for me because everyone else is playing it, but it'll be fun. It'll be good. Yuka says, oh, grats on the Dark Knight 70. Yes, thank you. This is what I was like. I was farming out grats in the chat. This is really why I've brought it up. I needed more congratulation. All right, we're going to get a sip of coffee before we embark on this. Alrighty. Let's see. Oh, we get a emote right away. Isn't that nice? Tidings from the East. Seesaw, great timing. I was just about to send word to the Scions. I've got lots to tell you. The Council has officially recognized the Resistance as our standing army, and I expect you can guess who's been appointed the commander. Suffice to say, we're in good hand. Having the Bull of Alamigo at the helms has done wonders for our morale. People were dancing in the streets when the announcement was made, and we have you and the Sultana to thank for it. If you hadn't worked your magic, he'd never have contemplated following his heart. The Council has also decreed that we're to maintain a presence at Ralger's Reach. Lisa and I will continue to lead our forces in the fringes, a job she's been doing tirelessly. A bit too tirelessly, some might say. We're constantly having to remind her to rest before she falls over. That's an exaggeration, and I always get up again. Anyways, we can hardly afford to lower our guard now. Not after our latest brush with Lakshmi. Speaking of which, we've been keeping a close eye on the Kalyana, and it looks like they've chosen a new leader. Because, yeah, we killed the last leader, I guess, in that unfortunate attack in the palace. It's the Shatina's daughter, you know, the half-dead one. For whatever reason, the Kalyana thought she was the best candidate, which makes them leaderless, basically. As things stand, there's no prospect of engaging in talks, let alone coming to an understanding. But I won't let that stop me. I'll keep reaching out to them until they finally see sense. Just like I've been reaching out to Fredola. She still won't meet my gaze, but she's giving up trying to ignore me. I may only be the odd grunt, but at least it may only be the odd grunt, but she's responding. I'll get through to her yet. Look at a little tie there. Seesaw, there you are. Alphano, what's up, Alphano? And Alphano, Alize, is everything all right? We've received word from Tataru. Hancock has apparently acquired information of great interest and urgency. More than that, she didn't say. Only that we should come to Kugani right away. I had mind for the two of us to set forth together, but Alize is determined to make it a party of three. I mean, Alize seems like more of the like go and do it, whereas Alphano very much leads from like an armchair in a lot of situations. He does get into the combat, but I don't know. I'm happy to have Alize along for the ride. As I've told you more than a dozen times, brother, my wounds are quite healed, and I would benefit from some fresh air. Besides, you may well need an extra pair of hands. Worry not, sister. I have quite given up trying to convince you. Whether we be 2 or 3, we should depart as soon as possible. Will you be joining us, I trust? Huh. I was about to say I'd come too, but I'll just have to settle for cheering you on from afar. Good luck, whatever it turns out to be. Thank you, Lise. Rest assured, should this business prove to be of any tangential concern to Alamigo, we shall inform you without delay. Let us be off, then. Hancock and Taturo await at the Ruby Bazaar offices. All right, off on a new adventure. Dictator at Will says, "Oh, are you going to run Shadowbringers as a Dark Knight?" Yes, I'm going to do Shadowbringers as a Dark Knight, which will be fun, but I've done very limited tanking in Final Fantasy at this point, so it could be a bit bumpy, which I think will make for some fun content, but it'll be... I'm nervous, let's just say. I'm a bit nervous. Daggett says, post... main Stormblood story. This is where the story quality starts to ramp up. Ooh, that's exciting. And welcome to the stream, Daggett. Great to see you here. Irko says, yeah, pretty soon the story basically gets cranked up to 11 and just never lets up after that. That's super exciting. Because I've actually really enjoyed the story up to this point. Like, I really enjoyed most of Stormblood, so I'm excited to see what 11 feels like. They kind of just cranked it to 11 and like broke the dial when they were doing the cranking. That was weird. It was like lightning or something. Did anyone see that lightning? That was weird. Oh, I can't mount. I'm so bad at remembering that. But I could use the teleport. That would make things quicker, wouldn't it? I love this new way of using it. So easy. Dictator Will says, you'll do great. Tanking was scary at first, but it's fun once you get into the swing of things. Daggett says, soon Sisa... Or no, Daggett says, it's not bad, but the least part is a bit meh. Well, thank you for the inspiring words, Dictator. And Daggett says, I mean, I liked Lisa's character growth throughout it. But yeah, I'd say, like... You know, if you're someone who didn't like Lise, there's a lot of Lise in the expansion. Or if you didn't like some parts of Lise, like there's yeah, a lot of her in the story for sure. Northern says soon Sisa gets to rebuild Doma. Yurka says, oh yeah, Doma restoration will be fun. That's cool. Greetings, honored sir. May I show you in? Yes. Oh, we got a few friends here. I like how Taturu is just like still living it up in this like wardrobe from the expansion.
Thank you for coming at such short notice.
Oh, thanks, Hancock. I like how much we like despised him at the start, but now we're kind of chill with him. Like we're just like, all right, whatever. Prestige says, hey Seesaw. Hey Prestige, nice to see you in the stream. Welcome, welcome.
We were told the matter was urgent. I take it Yugiri and Soroban are also involved.
Oh, and we get voiced cutscenes, which will give my voice a nice break.
My presence here is but a happy coincidence. I am come on separate business, which can wait.
My apologies.
I like our turtle friend.
Master Hancock, pray, tell our friends exactly what you told me.
Of course, of course.
All
Some
right,
few days ago, a large detachment of soldiers was seen arriving at the Garlean embassy. This seemed to me most unusual, as no personages of note are due to visit for a matter of months.
All right.
So, I made a few inquiries, whereupon I learned of a most curious rumor. Apparently, the soldiers were dispatched to Kugane to investigate recent sightings of a certain individual.
Ooh, which individual? Oh my God.
The late acting Imperial Viceroy of Doma, Yotsuyu.
Oh, okay, so we're gonna start following up with the Yotsuyu and Gozetsu story, eh? That makes sense. That makes sense. I'm interested. Daggett says Hancock reminds me of a car salesman. Yeah, that's pretty fair. It makes sense. What I'm curious about, like, so, and it's fine if there's no more stuff to do with Fistinian, but we kind of saw him like just like do like one, like he helped us throughout the story once. Is that kind of like his involvement with Stormblood at that point? I mean, you're obviously not going to spoil things. Like, I don't know. Do we see him again in Stormblood? That's all I want to know. But yeah, it makes sense that we'd follow up with the Yoyatsu. I wonder if we're gonna have like a forgiveness arc for Yoyatsu. I almost feel more inclined to forgive like Fredola, which is something that we've slowly been working out towards. With Yoyatsu was pretty like cruel. I think to the very first time we saw her, and like she had like that kid shoot his parents or like friend or whatever. That's pretty wild. Branson says that's the only. There's only one way to find out. Dang it, Branson. Dang it. You keep me honest.
I beg your pardon?
I too am loath to believe it. I saw the keep come down on top of her.
we did see that. You're right, Yugiri. Jojo says Estinian does whatever he wants to. It's fair. Yurko says, do you see Estinian? Perhaps not. Daggett says MSQ will tell the tale. All right, I get it. I have to find out for myself. All right.
We all did.
We're like, did we?
I would not presume to question your eyewitness accounts, nor am I one to take rumors at face value. The fact is, the Garleans have no knowledge of what took place at Dormer Castle. They may well be chasing after a woman who merely resembles Yotsuyu.
But we know
But
she
a woman
exists.
who resembles Yotsuyu in the company of a grizzled Rogadan samurai? I
Oh,
dare say that thickens the plot.
there we go. There's Gogatsu. Because what I like about the story, and I've probably said this a billion times, so I'm so sorry to the regulars. But I love that they show you glimpses of like different characters' stories, right? Like, so you see, like, we get little cutscenes that show Yugiri and Gogetsu did survive, and we've seen it quite a few times now since that actual event happened. Or throughout, like, a lot of this, we got glimpses of what Zenos was doing and, like, his plans and all that. And I think that's what brings this story to the next level, because you don't see that with a lot of the other games I play. Like, certainly not really World of Warcraft, like kind of you do sometimes see that, but it's not executed as well. And in Guild Wars 2, despite how well they show story, and I really like how they integrate voice into like the actual game, you don't often see cutscenes where you see what the enemies are doing. And I think that's one of my favorite things in actual books, when you have a book that like jumps from the main character but to all these other characters that are very important. That's often what I like.
Gosetsu! He's alive!
While I've no conclusive proof, I thought that such a possibility warranted your attention.
And it warrants all the attention. I miss Gogetsu. He's like he's probably like the best part of Stormblood, like in terms of characters. He's really good. Lurden says, Seesaw, don't ask so much. Otherwise it might take away the excitement. Okay. I won't ask so much. Manage myself, my
Have you
expectations.
informed Lord Hien? Well, I think we'd all like to believe the old bear survived.
Indeed. While I dare not give myself wholly to hope, I will not deny that I have prayed for such a miracle ever since that fateful day. But regardless of my personal feelings, if the Empire has seen fit to pursue these rumors so vigorously, we can scarce afford to ignore them. I am bound by duty to ascertain the truth of the matter. Will you join me in this quest?
Of course we will. I will find Gogetsu together. I am not so sure. I'm not sure what I'd do if I saw Gogetsu again. It's fair too, but let's focus on the happy parts.
Thank you. If Gosetsu yet lives, he will need our help if he is to avoid capture.
Gosetsu. I should probably work on pronouncing it better, but I've just gotten in the way I say it. Pursuit says, I enjoy hearing Seesaw's thoughts and questions. We just need to not answer. That's fair. It's kind of fun, yeah. Yurko says, right, yeah, Final Fantasy's story is presenting and edited like a movie or TV show. They cut away and show things that the main character could never know or happen. Yeah, exactly like that. Yeah, TV and movies do that all the time. Director Will says, I absolutely adore Gosetsu from the moment he arrived in Eurasia. Yurko says, classic example of a dramatic irony.
Gosetsu is a dear friend, and we cannot abandon him to the mercy of the Empire. Our course is clear.
Now let's go find him.
Hancock, is there aught else you can tell us?
Alas not, but I have taken the liberty of employing one of the finest informants money can buy. You shall have the latest intelligence, on the Garleans' movements, and more besides.
Who's the informant gonna be? Oh no. Or is he the informant? I don't know. The information awaits your pleasure in the back streets of Sanjo Hanachi. From its shining facade to its dark underbelly, few know Kugani as intimately as he. One of the finest informants money can buy. Why do I have a bad feeling about this? I have a bad feeling too. It's gonna be someone we know and not in a positive light. Better not be the fish. It's gonna be the fish, probably. Permit me to assist you in your quest, my friends. The sooner your business is concluded, the sooner we may speak to mine. Should your search take you away from Kugani, my boat is at your disposal. I shall see that she is ready to sail. I'll give Suravan a hand. If he's providing us a ship, the least I can do is supply some provisions. We'll be at the pier if you need us. I have a feeling we'll be needing them. A welcome offer and an excellent plan. Without further ado, then let us seek out this informant in Sanjo Hanachi. Cameron says, as long as it's not the damn Nanazu. Okay, exactly. That's the fish person, isn't it? I will never trust them again. I mean, they didn't give us like a cup of something that like, you know, knocked us out, which has happened many times in the past, but they did betray us still. I just like the friends sitting on the benches and stuff. It's so fun. Where are we off to? Go to the Razu district. Assuming I have it on here. I think I have everything though. Kugani is really great too. We're gonna find out that this is not how you got here, isn't it? Yeah, you have to go the other way. I made some poor decisions. Can you even go? Yeah, you can go up and around. That's nice. Northern says, so you won't do the Nanazu Beast Tribe then? I mean, if there's something I desperately need from it, I might begrudgingly do it. Is this boulder always here, or did you bring this here? No, like, seems like a weird place for this boulder. This should be the place. Now we wait to see who comes. It has been a while, my friends. Yes, yes, a long while indeed. Oh my gosh, who's it gonna be? Yeah, I knew it. Dang it. There's no way we trust this. There is no way. I knew it. We all knew it. Yodo, any funny business and you know what will happen, I trust. I hope he gets kicked to the moon again. No, 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 no funny business. Only loyal service and the finest quality information. Of course, such quality does not come cheap. I don't trust him one bit. One bit at all. Irko says, Boulder is always here. Well, that's good. You didn't just bring it. Jojo says, the Nazu mount is really cool. Oh, there's a mount. Daggett says the Nazu are hilarious. I mean, they're funny, but like, he betrayed us so much. Director says, I did the Nanazu Beast Tribe specifically for the mount. Kwamar says, the Nanazu Beast Tribe are very well written since you appreciate narrative. Well, there you go. That's a reason to do it. Welcome to the stream, Kwamar, too. Kwamar? I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Nagit says, pronounce Namazu. 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 Namazu? Either way, don't trust. Don't trust this fish. No, but then Hancock already paid you. Honestly, you must think we're born yesterday. I'm half a mind to call Lise. Lise. No, Lise. I beg you, no boots. He remembers the kick. I will tell you everything I know, free of charge. But you already paid them. The Empire searches for Yetsu, high and low, far and wide. Come to enlist my help. They did, promising rich rewards for decisive information. And have you decisive information? Were the two individuals cited here indeed Gegetsu and Yuetsu? Alas, see them with my own eyes I did not, but the Imperials are confident. Yes, yes, very confident indeed. Look at the size of their contingent. But there is something they do not know, a rumor which you will find most interesting, I think. They say an elderly Rogadean samurai appeared on Kugani Dori with a beauteous maiden and sold his katana to a pawnbroker. 'Twas no common katana either, but one of surpassing craftsmanship. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Yuriko says, I can show you the Namazu mount once you go out somewhere, like outside of the city where we can mount up. That'd be cool. What would a fish ride as a mount? That's my question. Daggett says, emphasis on one syllable. TT pronounce like ka, like sa. So kamar. Kamar? Sounds right. Cool. Well, this is interesting. Assuming it's true, did you corroborate the rumor with the pawnbroker in question? No. Regrettably, I do not have a working relationship with the master of Shogun Shinshin. Now, why would that be, I wonder? I didn't know better. I think he lent you money. He will help you, I'm certain. While you speak with him, I will make contact with my Garlean connections and learn what I can of their progress. A glimpse of the blade is all I need, but to be sure, but it is wise to let the Namazu out of our sight. Is it wise to let him out of our sight? That's fair. I'm going to say it. No, he will betray us. But I feel like we're going to have to. No more betrayals, no more boots. To divide our forces is simply more efficient. He's right. Given the urgency, we should do. We would do well to split up. I so will go with our friend here. Nothing improves efficiency like a little supervision. Yes, we will go together, and there will be no boots. Let's be about it then. Good luck with the katana. Shall we reconvene at the pier later on? Fragrant as the Ruby Bazaar offices are, I prefer the fresh air. Alright, let's go find out about a katana. I believe Alize has her task well in hand. Shall we seek out the pawnbroker? I do like this because they kind of like give us glimpses of this story in the last patch. So it kind of gets us ready. You've learnt the emote greeting. It's exciting. A green tea set. This is like a food or a drink, I guess. Interesting. Alphino is eager to find a pawnbroker. Everything in order, then let's proceed to Kugan Dori and find the master of Shonfuku Shichian. Where are we going? Makes sense. The market. We can go to the... Yeah, there's one right to the Dori market. Where are we? Right here. Yurka says, "Oh, there will be boots. The moment he betrays you, kick him in the moon. Kick him to the moon, Seesaw. I will. Daggett says, "Not only do Estinian and Alphanos seem to have a big brother, little brother relationship, they have something else in common." Interesting. I often thought of it as more of like a father-son relationship, but maybe as like Alphino matures more, it's like a brother kind of thing. I think it's because like Alphino just comes off like kind of like a child, especially early on in the game. We're talking to a few of these brokers. There's a lot of brokers. We might have had customers like those you described. So many people come through, it's difficult to remember. Perhaps you could jog my memory by making a purchase. No? Well, you can't blame a woman for trying. This doesn't seem to be the right pawnbroker. I mean, we don't really know that, but... A Rogadian samurai and a maiden. Never seen them. Now, if you don't have any business with me, make a way for someone who does. This doesn't seem like the pawnbroker sneak, so we're just asking them. I like how they like still have the mark over their head though, because like I feel like you could just like get lost and keep asking the same person. Welcome, good sir. Welcome. Will you be buying or? Ah, you have heard tell of the Rogadian samurai katana. Small wonder. It is a fine example of its kind at one moment. We found the right person. Dare I hope you have found our pawnbroker. Excellent work, Seesaw. And that is the katana. There can be no doubt it's Gozetsu's blade. The craftsmanship is exquisite, is it not? And you will be pleased to know that the pledge has just expired. I should be glad to sell it, assuming you have the coin. This is no ordinary weapon, you understand, and it is priced accordingly. But if you are serious, I suggest you act quickly, as several noted collectors have already expressed an interest. The blade represents conclusive proof of Gozetsu's survival. I suppose this could be considered a necessary cost if securing his safe return, yet it is not a decision I can make alone, least of all when our nation has scarce begun to rebuild. I'll pay. Nay, my friend, grateful though I am for the offer, I cannot ask this of you. It is enough to know that Gozetsu is alive and well. Yuguri, wait. The Scions will buy the katana. Pray consider it a gift. Master Alphino, your kindness is touching, truly, yet in a matter of coin, would Mistress Tataru not expect to be consulted? Come now, our friend would never have relinquished his blade were the need not great, and are we not bound by honor to help a friend in need? I say we are, and I am sure Tataru wholeheartedly agrees. It's settled then. You have made a wise choice, my friend. Such pieces are few and far between. Now, if you would be so good to come this way, I shall prepare the necessary papers. Yurka says, definitely felt like a big brother thing to me. I guess that's fair. Daggett says, oh, the guy nearby has the 24-man raid start. The guy nearby has the 24-man raid start. Interesting. Like, I guess it could be a big brother. I feel like, yeah, like, probably, like, throughout it became more of a younger brother relationship. I just felt like Estinian was such, like, a prestigious figure at the very start. Not that he isn't at the end, but we get to know him a lot more, so that might kind of change perception. But yeah, it's a cool relationship either way. If I may ask, sir, after we visited your establishment, do you perchance know where the old samurai went off? He is our friend, and we would return his weapon to him. A friend of yours, you say? I see. Well then, I suppose there can be no harm in telling you. No sooner had I provided him with the requested sum than his pretty young companion began clamoring for dango. I duly recommend those served at the Unicum tea house, and thither they set off. Thither. It's a fun word. Clamoring for dango. Can these truly be the same people? It makes no sense. Some manner of code, perhaps, but it avails us not to speculate. Let us go to the tea house and see if we can pick up the trail. Northern says, for the Shadowbringers 24-man raids. Oh, I see. Interesting. I'm with ya. Where is this tea house? We will walk to it, I think. Get to go over a fancy bridge. Oh, Stormblood raid, sorry. Did I say Shadowbringers? I sometimes do that when I see SB. Yeah, I did it, didn't I? No, I do know that they are slightly different. it's a shame. I wonder if they think about that when they're naming things. That they think of like, you know, this is going to be like too similar to that abbreviation. Patrick says, off topic, but Seesaw, I used your link to buy Guild Wars 2 End of Dragons, and I'm enjoying the Blade Saw Gunbreaker at time. Well, thank you first off for using the link. I'm glad you got to use it. That's a big help, and I always appreciate it, Patrick. And I'm also super excited to hear that you're enjoying the Gunbreaker a lot. Very fun class, yeah. It's one of those classes that when it lines up perfectly and you have the time to cast like a really big attack into huge damage, it feels so good. But it's definitely one of those learning curves where you have to know the fight well enough to know when you can use it. But yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Patrick, and thank you for the support. Jojo says some people use STB for the Stormblood. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's something that I'll mix up a fair bit. Like, Endwalker's nice. EW means nothing. You know? But yeah, I guess it's SHB for Shadowbringers, SB for Stormblood. I will do better to remember. But of course I remember. How could I forget a pair like that? The most beautiful girl I'd ever seen, scoffing down Dango as if her life depended on it, while the old samurai looked on. Not quite what I expected, I'll wager. Far be it from me to gossip about my customers, but he was planning to spirit her away across the Ruby Sea, out of reach of her family, no doubt. When the girl had finally had her fill, they set off in the direction of Shikoazi Hosterly, presumably to find someone discreet with a boat. So Gozetsu makes for Doma. But this woman who travels with him, the more I hear about her, the more I wonder if it can truly be Yugetsu. Yeah, I feel like she's had a change of heart of some sort. Yurko says the devs made the mistake of naming 2 back-to-back expansions with S and B words, and then Endwalker was announced at FanFest. Yoshida and Koji made the joke. Yep, there's no S and B in the name, so we're good. I mean, it's probably one of those things that like you don't think of until like it's releasing, and then you're like, dang it. And now that it's happened once, I'm sure like whenever they're in the naming process, that's like actually probably a pretty big consideration. I'm sure it is for like even when you look at WoW, where they have abbreviations for a lot of the dungeons and stuff, that they're trying to think of like not having repeating dungeons, or at least not in the same expansion, right? Because it gets very confusing then. While doubts remain over the identity of Gozetsu's traveling companion, for now we can but follow the trail. Come, let us away to the pier and make ready to sail. With luck, Alize will already have joined Master Soroban and Mistress Teturu. And I guess we're going on an adventure. And I see it is 11:30 local time for me anyways. We'll probably do another half hour, so it'll be about a 2-hour stream in total. And that's probably where we'll cut things off. But I feel like we've made some great progress. I mean, we did all of the Rising, and now we're diving deep into this, so I'm pretty happy with it. It's been a good streaming day so far. And fingers crossed, but no technical issues so far. Excellent timing, my friends. Mistress Alize arrived here moments ago. All went well at my end. Gyodo met with an Imperial officer and wheeled his way to some information. It seems the troops who recently arrived in Kugani came directly from Garlemald. The Imperial's base here have been kept in the dark. And that's not all. A contingent of the aforementioned troops are preparing for a deployment to the Ruby Sea. If I didn't know better, I'd say they've picked up Gozetsu's trail. Then your information matches ours. We are quite certain that Gozetsu seeks to cross to the mainland. Doo-doo, doo-doo. Look at her face. I'm sorry, did I hear that right? You used the Scion's funds to buy Gogetsu's katana at the asking price? Well, we were in some haste, and it seemed a worthwhile gesture. Speaking of which, here is the contract of sale. Pray see the man is paid. Thal's beard, you agreed to this? Give me strength. Sigh, well, it's not like like the search can wait. You best be on your way. But Alphino, we need to talk. I want you to come straight to the office as soon as you get back. Promise me. Oh, very well. I shall call upon you as soon as I return. First, let us go to the Ruby Sea. If Gozetsu has already set sail, the sentries there are sure to have seen him. Daggett says, solo duty very, very soon. Awesome. Northern says, and you're halfway through 4.2. That's wild. Like, so it must be much shorter than 4.1, because I feel like we did a lot of 4.1. Irka says, I think Tataru might murder Alphino now. Yeah, Alphino is definitely in trouble. Patrick says, so we saw you have a Dark Knight at 70, but is your Dark Knight glam ready? He's definitely not glam ready and not done his story quest. So there's still more to prepare, but at least he's 70. That's step one. Step one is done. I don't know if I even have great glam for Dark Knight. My glam game has been subpar at the moment. I'll say that. Daggett says she'll take away his credit card. Yeah, he's gonna lose the corporate credit card for sure here. The Scion corporate credit card. Tatara seemed rather vexed, did she not? Ever the Molderamists? I am sure our finances can stretch a single sword. Remind me to explain the value of such gestures when we next see her. But I digress. We have work to do. Oh, and this is the... Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. Yurka says, by the way, this is the Namazu... Oh, the one to the side. It was... I'm sorry, I didn't look at it closely. It's like a... It's like a boxy looking thing. I'll look when I get out, I promise. I'm so sorry, Yurko.
Right. I suggest we begin by learning what we can from the sentries.
No, this doesn't look good.
What's going on out there?
Travelers, are you? You may wish to postpone your plans. The Garleans have launched an attack on the Confederacy.
That's what we're here for. We're all about the
No reason
attacks.
to believe they'll turn their attention here, but for your own safety, I suggest you return to Kugane.
Man, look at those things. Those doesn't look good.
The Garleans bear no love for the Confederacy, but with Doma lost to them, why would they attack? Unless
Yotsuyu is on that island.
Oh.
Even if she isn't, our allies are under attack and they need our help.
We will help them, while you remain with Sora. Arguing will only delay us. Is that clear?
Oh.
Fine, but you haven't heard the last of this.
Soroban, we may need to make a swift exit. See that the boat is ready to sail at a moment's notice.
It shall be done.
Alright, we're gonna go
What,
fight
and
some
you're going
stuff?
to swim there, are you?
'Tis the quickest way, and you may rest assured I've been practicing.
This goes in. That was amazing. I loved the dive. At least we're in our swimwear. We are dressed for the occasion. Yurka says, "Oh, no need to apologize. Typical Canadian." Yeah, I guess we do apologize for a lot, don't we? Don't we? Northern says, "Oh, this is where Alpha Node takes a dive."
An opening.
This is an
Your
interesting,
defense is
like,
lacking.
icons or whatever.
Leave this to me.
With, like, their picture above, like, the text. I don't remember that. Oh, wow, we are slicing through these people. Oh, don't want to stand in that, I bet, though. Slice. Woo. Alright, here comes some big damage. May as well take out the big thing, eh? Probably a good way to start. Nice, and we got some AoE for these lovely friends. Is there somewhere, like, we're just supposed to kill these people, right? I don't think there's anything specific we need to fight. We're making good progress through them, cutting them down. Branson says, or Dictator at Will says, "I love the scene. I was funny with him jumping in." Branson says, "Oh yeah, they added those portraits in the Endwalker MSQ and recently backported them into earlier MSQs." Oh, very cool. I hadn't seen that yet, so that's kind of nice. Erika says poportraits on combat dialogue are also new from Endwalker feature. They've been coming back through all the MSQ content, adding slowly to the patches. And then Carmen's saying essentially kind of the same thing, up to date to help people try. It's very cool. Yeah, I think that's really smart that they can bring the tech back to make things feel more consistent for everyone. Oh, there they are. What is up with Yoyetsu?
Lady Yotsuyu, we're here to rescue you, please.
Stay back, Tsuyu.
Are you all right?
It doesn't seem alright.
Gazetsu.
Damn it, we took too long. Change of plan, eliminate hostiles. All forces, attack!
Here we go. I like the pet that Alphino has. Is Alphino a scholar or a summoner? I guess he's a summoner, right? That's a summoner pet, like it's a damage one, right? Or does he switch between them depending on the situation? Am I stunned? Yeah, I'm definitely stunned. Big ones take quite a bit to take down. Should have put dot on it earlier. Wait, watch out, he's gonna blow up. Alright, let's maybe get away from that. Self-destruct. Do I like have to kill it or do I just step away from it? I don't know what's the better plan here. I'm gonna feel like I don't want to be by it when it blows up, but maybe I should have killed it. Oh, we didn't die. But maybe the call was to kill it before it blew up. Oh, is there more of these big things now? Alright, things are getting a bit... yeah, let's put dot on both of them. Come back, friend. Or can we put a dot on both of them? Maybe it only stays on one. I'm trying to think now. Ooh, we don't want to get hit by those though, I'll tell you that for sure. Doing some pretty good damage to him. But they've got... Oh, he's doing the self-destruct thing. I don't know if we just like let them both self-destruct and like I might just like let them chill. It didn't hurt us too bad. Although it almost killed us. Maybe we'll do one of them. Let's kill one and then because we can survive one for sure. I feel like 2 self-destructing might be like a bit rough. Alright. Edgar says his official class is Academician, but it's basically a scholar. Okay. I think he's technically an Arcanist, but all the NPCs have their own special categories. Ah yes, Ukyo is right. Oh my god, what is this thing? A tank arrives. Ukyo is right, some of them have their own class names. That's cool. Let's get out of that. Slice, slice, slice. I think as long as we keep up the dot on this, we should be pretty good. Saber says, after watching Zeppela HQ, MTQ, Capture, Arthas, Matachi, Zenkei, Savix, Gagani, Pint, Asmongold, Haru Hisatsu, Quay's Final Fantasy YouTube videos. YouTube recommended me your Final Fantasy stream. Well, it's so nice, Saber. Welcome to the stream. I mean, thrilled to be involved in any of those, you know, a part of that list, because there's a lot of great content creators you named there. And I definitely watch quite a few of them as well. But hopefully you've been enjoying the stream so far, and hopefully you've been enjoying the videos and stuff. I assume you play some Final Fantasy, Saber, or do you just play MMOs in general? Alright, let's finish this off. Oh, this doesn't look good. What's on me? Oh, that's not good. Let's get away. Oh, man. This thing ramped up a fair bit in the end here. Ooh. Okay. Maybe I should have focused a little bit more, but I think we're going to finish it off pretty well. There we go. There we go. We did it. We did it.
The art of my forebears.
Samurai Sea Sour Chris, the Blade of Justice. Yeah, that's what they call me around here. I'm gonna miss the Samurai when we switch to the Dark Knight, I think. There's a lot of fun skills. But I'd say that about, like, the Dragoon as well. What are we supposed to do? We're supposed to defeat... Like, look how many forces there are. This is wild. Now this is the blue circle. Is this one that we're supposed to be in or not? I feel like it looks like a positive circle. Oh, these are like a bunch of these things. This isn't good. Oh my gosh. Because we're gonna want at least one dead. I don't know if we can survive 2 blowing up at the same time. No, not worth it.
Focus. Release.
Wow, they are doing some damage. Okay, this one's almost dead, so let's get this one dead. Yeah, so it's self-destructing. We can for sure get one. This one's closer. Yeah, because if we have one go off, I think we should be fine. Wait, did we not kill that one? I thought we did. We almost did. That's what we did. Wouldn't that have been unfortunate? Actually, we might be able to kill both of them. Oops, if I can actually attack and not push the wrong button. Nice, look at that. Easy. Blue circles are friendly. Yeah, okay, that seemed right. I was like, I remember them not being too bad.
Gosetsu, thank the heavens.
And it's exciting that he survived, because that was like devastating.
Yugiri, my friends, the Kami were kind to guide your steps this way.
It's over. The Imperials are retreating. I suppose we have you to thank for that. But they would never have come here were it not for her. I had a bad feeling the moment your samurai friend arrived with that woman in tow.
And I'm curious about what's happened to her.
Do not be afraid, Suyu. These people are my friends.
I'm so confused. Patrick says the only class you don't seem to miss is Summoner, but at the same time, I don't know if he played Summoner since he was overhauled. Scholar, Dragoon, and Samurai all have gotten the I miss you. I'd say there's two things for the Summoner. Number one, I haven't played it since it was overhauled. Number two, I do think combat probably gets more interesting in some of the later expansions as opposed to just the ARR kit. But I'm also more knowledgeable of how the kits work. Like, certainly going from Dragoon and Samurai, I understand that there's like builder attacks, there's spender like attacks, or like there's a combo to how you do things. And I think I more just randomly used buttons on my summoners. So I think going back to it, I'd probably understand it better and then probably have more of an I miss you, because it is a really cool looking class for sure.
Friends.
Forgive me, but at the risk of souring the mood, I believe you owe us an explanation. You may start by telling us what happened at Doma Castle.
Of course. I'll not begrudge you that. As you know, we were trapped inside the keep when it collapsed. But even as the roof crumbled above us, so too did the floor below.
Okay.
We were swept out into the One River, where we would surely have drowned had a stout wooden door not chanced to float by, offering us a raft of sorts. Exhausted, we drifted out to sea, at the mercy of the tides, which saw fit to dispense us on a desert island.
Okay.
She was with you the entire time.
Aye. 'Twas her kimono which saved her from Hien's blade, believe it or not. Some Garlean witchcraft in the weave.
Interesting.
But it offered precious little protection against the fall. Though she survived, she awoke bereft of all her memories, and speaking like a child.
Oh, interesting.
A trick, surely.
That was my first thought, aye. And I contemplated cutting her down and being done with it. Contemplated it long and hard. Yet the Kami saw fit to deliver us from certain death. 'Twas their will that we survive, both of us, together. And together we shall go before our master. He shall be the one to judge.
Judge what?
She's your prisoner, old man. Do with her as you will. Call her Tsuyu, or whatever else tickles your fancy.
I like how just sour this
'Twas
guy
a name
is.
given out of necessity whilst on the road. Nothing more.
As you say. But remember this. Our people suffered much at that woman's hands. When the time comes, I trust you won't let emotion blind you to what needs to be done.
You have my word.
Well, I must be going. I have an unholy mess to clean up. You should be on your way too, before the Imperials decide to take another tilt. Oh, and we'll overlook the tithe this once.
I cut him off. I'm sorry. Karamaran says, to be fair to you, before the recent overhaul, I also just pressed random buttons on Summoner. It just did not make sense to me. Yurko says, what do you mean it didn't make sense? How could you not understand its intricate 2-minute opener and strict clockwork rotation that punished you heavily for messing up? /s. As Tansui says, we should move on. It would not do for Yuetsu to be seen here. Now, if I know my sister, she will already be waiting with the boat at a nearby pier. Let's go and see if I'm right. Perfect. Oh, so is this the mount that we're talking about? These little mounts. Let me see. Okay, they're pretty cool. Oh, and the little fish people carry you? Okay, you know what? That's a pretty cool mount. It might be worthwhile doing this. Look at how cool that is. Like, that's a sick mount. Oh, and it flies too? Did they like just hang on when it's flying? That's so funny. Look at them, they're trying to like just hold on. This is so cool. Alright, it's a pretty cool mount. I don't know if it like undoes what the fish has done to me in the past, but it's a pretty cool mount. Nerden says, and there's a gold version of the mount as well. Ooh, like the like just gold coloring. It's very cool. I like the bell you can hear too. Huh. All right, it might be worth investigating. But yeah, I think this is where we'll stop today's stream. We are just coming up at 2 hours, and I can feel the voice starting to lose itself. But yeah, this was wonderful. Thanks so much for everyone who came. I hope you enjoyed both the MSQ as well as the Rising event. I'll probably try and cut up the stream to make a Rising video. So if you didn't see that, you should see a video version of it come out eventually. That's just made up of the stream. Kerman says you can buy it for 50 million gil. Here I was thinking I'm pretty like doing okay at like 914,000. 50 million? That's wild. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna have 50 million gil anytime soon. Yurko says, oh, definitely doesn't make up for the betrayal, but it's a start. It's a start. It's fair. But yeah, hopefully everyone enjoyed the stream. Hopefully you have a great rest of your weekend. I know we're already on Sunday, but hopefully it's a good weekend for every single one of you, and hopefully you have a fun time in game. And I look forward to seeing you in the next stream. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.